Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the In Hyperspace Podcast. I, like with all my other podcasts, just decided to basically sit here and just start recording and just make this thing. So, here we go. I just want to give like an update on like my fucking life. So, um, I'm gonna start off with talking about the carnivore diet, my diet in general, and you know, for some reason I feel like I kind of start with like superficial things to begin with, and then once I kind of like get that out of the way, I'll like kind of dive deeper. Uh, so that's probably what I'll do. Um, so with my diet, so this month is almost through February. So basically, for the past 2 months, like, I've been on a carnivore diet, uh, and basically what that has looked like is, mostly just eating meat. For weeks upon weeks of just eating nothing but, say ground beef, 85-15, or 80-20 ground beef, 85-15 ground beef. And then, this past month, I kind of like, initially I start off, with the new year where I'm like, okay, I was really thinking, even before the new year, I just was thinking about, a really good, I was trying to, I guess, solve a problem, or have a problem get solved, which is a staple diet. And so basically, God, whatever, intuition, or just like some sort of like, I want to say like a higher understanding, or it just kind of like, it just came to me in my, and basically what it was 80-20 ground beef, or whatever. 80-20 ground beef is a perfectly fine staple diet. And that's what, uh, like when I had that lineup or whatever, and what that means is basically like eating only 80-20 ground beef as the staple diet. Like it's perfectly fine. Maybe that's just for me. That solution is maybe just for me. Maybe it's just for me for that time. But that's what I did. I just started it out, and I saw the 80-20 ground beef diet as like, I was so excited for it. Basically, I thought I could just eat as much of it as I wanted, and I would just get the results that I wanted. Like, I wouldn't, I would just get there, And I think that is the case with it. But I diverged from it, because it was like I was having a hard time. I was really struggling with just kind of eating too much and not being able to eat enough at the same time. And what I mean by that is like it felt like too much fat or something. I was feeling sick from it. I would get nauseous, and I would have to work it off basically. This I put on this sweater, but I feel like I have to fucking take it off already. Like, I'm getting, like, it's hot. So I'm just gonna do that. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and the sweater is off, and I'm free. Um. So yeah. I Yeah. So I tried to stick to the 80-20 ground beef that, like, I um figured out or something. I don't want to say that it was me that figured it out, because it was just like I had to, like, it wasn't really so much about me figuring it out. It's about just figuring it out. Or not necessarily me figuring it out, but or like me solving it. Is about just getting it, like solving it. And that was the solution that came to me. And I tried to do it for about a month, and I started to, like I said, it's like I struggled to eat enough, and it was like I was eating too much. It was too much fat, and it felt like not enough protein or something at a certain point. Like, I was only able to, if I ate too much and felt sick from it, I wouldn't really even want to eat, and I'd just fast. I would skip days of eating or whatever. And I lost some weight doing that. I felt like the fasting helped me to like lose weight, a little bit of weight. I lost maybe like 8 pounds in a month or something like that. And got down to 160. I want to say like 163 or something like that. 3.4 in a month's time, and maybe 33 days, whatever, and but then I started to change the diet up a little bit because I felt like it, like I said, it's too much fat, and it was kind of getting in the way of how much protein I could eat. So, or at least that's what I thought the problem was. And then, excuse me. I started to incorporate leaner meats, like 85-15, and I was eating a lot more. I added in fish. I was eating a lot of protein. I felt like I was kind of held back with how much protein I could eat, or how much protein I was eating. So like once I reintroduced the leaner cuts, it was like I was eating a lot. And just keep in mind, this was like all I was eating. I had a little bit of beef liver, but like this was like a zero carb. This was zero carb as fuck, basically. And then, after the first month, I'm, trying to, I'm just kind of like trying to balance 85-15 ground beef. And what that means is 85% lean, 15% fat. And then the 80-20%, and I'm just kind of like doing half and half. So in the first month, towards the end, I was only really able to eat maybe a pound and a third, or a pound and a half, a pound maybe, and I'd get like really full feeling. I'd eat once, and then I'd be done. And even then, it's like, if I were to try to eat more, that's really when I would start to feel more sick. It would occur later in the day, or if I was just not doing activity, I would feel sick. And this is something that I've experienced on the carnivore diet, is this type of like nauseousness or something. And maybe it's just me that has experienced it, but I'm just, it's not a good feeling, and, not pleasant, and maybe it was just me eating too much kind of thing. I had weight to lose, so it's like, why am I even eating fat? Why am I even eating to begin with, kind of thing. It's like, maybe I should just not eat until I'm like lose the weight, and then start eating again. But that just seemed that I couldn't, for some reason I just didn't want to do that, and so I started eating leaner, and I was eating more, fish, whatever, and then I was eating leaner, and then I feel like I eventually, I feel like with eating leaner, I was starting to get, I think I was eating too lean or something like that. Like there might be a perfect balance kind of thing. I don't know. But I was starting to get cravings. Not as bad as when I used to do keto diet. I used to like claw my face off when I'd see any sweets or whatever. I'd just be like, I'd it was like torture or something. But I would just, I'd be looking at like all the sweets and stuff and being like, oh my god, like that looks so good, like freaking out, but not eating it. It was kind of weird. Like I don't know. I've like not to that extent, like not to that extent of like obsession, I guess, or like feeling like that really strong addictionness, but more so like just subtle cravings. Like I reintroduced cheese. I added cheese back into my diet, and so I was eating leaner, and I was eating some cheese with it, and that fucked me up. Like the cheese just slowed my digestion, and that was just not a good time. And then I'm like just kind of in this past week, 2 weeks or whatever. In the past 2 weeks or whatever, I don't know why, but I reintroduced like milk and honey. I think because of the cravings or whatever, I reintroduced. I got milk, like whole milk. I tried to get the stuff that's like lactose free, whatever. And or I just get the most bougiest milk, like the most expensive stuff that like. I was just looking for the quality stuff, pasture raised, grass fed, whatever, and adding honey to it. And like I kind of don't really even know why I started doing that, but I was kind of reminiscing on a time where I used to do that, and I'm like that was pretty. Reminiscing on that time, I'm like that was a pretty good, way of eating or whatever, or like dieting. Like I felt like that was like pretty decent. Like I felt pretty decent with my energy levels and such. But I did that, and it immediately made me like gain like 10-12 pounds or something, because the carbohydrate, like it makes me stash water, whatever, and it just kind of made me feel like a glutton or something like that, because I was kind of drinking a lot of it, like maybe like 3 liters almost. Like I remember I almost drank like 3 liters or something of like whole milk with like tons of honey in it too. So that wasn't the best. And then and then I'm just like, well, I'm just kind of like running into like some issues, I guess, where it's like, I gained that weight back, or I didn't gain it back, but that was just like the water weight back, because when I lost the original 8 pounds or whatever, I knew that wasn't water weight. So it's like, back in October, I was like 190. I put on weight. It wasn't good. It was really hard for me to get control over like my diet and stuff. And basically in the past year or so, like with this past month, or that first month of this year, getting down to 162 roughly, 63 whatever. My lowest basically was like so far was like 161.2, and it's like I haven't been that low of a weight since I fucking did the carnivore diet. That was maybe a year and 8 months ago, and that was like a 6-month commitment or whatever. Like I was in it for like 6 months. I didn't fuck it up. I did fuck it up eventually, but yeah, I was like it's like sobriety or whatever, like a 6 month kind of period of like sobriety from carbs or whatever. So anyways, yeah, I got down to like 161, and then I kind of reintroduced the milk and stuff, and like then I kind of bloated up from that, and kind of got to like 174 or something like that. At my heaviest or whatever it is, like you can like I was getting like, I could see it like a little in my face, a little chubbier, like facial inflammation. I was getting a gut. It wasn't cool. I just was like, okay, what, like, I'm kind of like taking a step back. I'm like trying to assess my whole situation. Sorry for that notification sound. I'll just mute this so no one can fuck with my video. But yeah, so I've basically been taking a step back, like, okay, kind of assessing my problems again, or like, trying to figure out a solution to my situation so I don't so I can kind of make progress towards, my goals, because I feel like this past month was like a giant plateau, and not entirely, but that's kind of how I was feeling. Excuse me. And so with the issue of like digesting fat or whatever, or like too much fat, I'd get like this nausea, like sick feeling. And so I would I didn't really know what to do about it, except like move, or just like, I don't know, I would try drinking water, but I wasn't sure if that actually made it worse. Just wasn't sure what to do. And then I don't know how, but I just kind of, oh yeah, so I was starting to get like a little bit of kind of like I don't know what it was, but it was like kind of at the bottom left of my rib cage. I think that might be I could be wrong, my kidneys or something. I think I did like, something was like not right from my previous diet, my shit diet. I felt like it was like, I feel like I was having issue I don't know how to explain it really. It's just giving me like a signal that it's like something's not quite right. And then that kind of, from my experience doing like the snake diet and watching Cole Robinson, he would have like these kidney shots, basically, where it's like lemon juice and apple cider vinegar, and he would just kind of, it would be like a shot, and he would like, or mix a drink kind of thing, and you'd drink that to kind of prevent you from having like kidney stones. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's like my troubleshooting intuition or whatever. I'm like, okay, that might be it. So I just got lemon juice, and I would, take a shot of lemon juice or whatever, and it would actually like, that actually seemed to help, like that seemed to help. And with that signal that I was getting from it sometimes, so I was just doing that as like a cautionary kind of thing. And then the other day, I think it was yesterday actually, I kind of had it click where I had like that sickish feeling that I got from fat or whatever. I ate like a bunch of bacon. So basically at this point in time, like the whole trying to stick to a strict 80-20 staple diet, that's kind of like, that's like wavering, okay? And I'm just kind of like, I'm still staying carnivore. Uh, Carnivore with the exception of like milk and honey and lemon juice. Okay. And you know, I uh I did just a little Google search. I'm like lemon juice and nausea. Like what? Like cuz I was getting that nausea or whatever, and I like drank just a little bit of lemon juice, like a half a shot or something, like a just 2 gulps or something. I poured some in a cup and I just like drank it, kind of thing, making sure to like not get it on my teeth, or avoiding all that, and and it helped. It seemed to help like relieve my nausea, and this was something that it was like an issue that I've been having like on and off for while doing the carnivore diet, is like this nausea that I would get sometimes, and it's like I didn't know where it was coming from. I'm like, oh, I must have fucked up my diet. It must have been like some salami or some like prosciutto, whatever, that I ate. That probably like I'm probably having like a reaction to it, and like from with that reaction, my logic was just to restrict my diet like even more, and you know and so yeah, yesterday I did the lemon juice, and it helped with my nausea, and I was like skeptical of it because I'm like, okay, and I might have a tad amount of skepticism about it still, but I think it should be fine. I was thinking like maybe that nausea that I'm getting is just a signal for my body to be like, okay, just stop eating. We need to heal, kind of thing. Um, but so I was able to like bypass it with lemon juice, and then it's like boom, I feel like I can eat more now, without having that nauseous kind of feeling. And the little bit of research I did, was saying how lemon juice can be like a neutralizing thing, producing bicarbonates in the stomach or something like that. um, I I don't know too much about it, but I think if I could dumb it down, or at least as far as I understand it, it's like it just helps to like get the balance of the stomach pH right. Like it just kind of helps get your stomach, helps to get the acidity right of the stomach or something like that. And yeah, that's, I think one time when I got this nauseous feeling or whatever, and like this was a strict carnivore diet at the time, so I ate 80-20 ground beef, and I'm like, it was towards the end of the day, and I'm like, I'm getting this nauseous feeling, I gotta do something. And I'd go jog or whatever, and I'd feel fine when I was jogging, but if I were to walk or like stop or whatever, I'd get that nauseous feeling again. So I'm like, what the hell? And then in my mind it's like, well, I can just keep exercising until it's fine, or I just throw up. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna throw up, because like yeah, or like make myself throw up. And this it wasn't the best thing, but like honestly, like when I like made myself throw up, I felt like it was a good thing. Like it felt like my stomach acid from all the years or whatever of like eating shitty food or whatever, like my stomach, like I felt like my stomach acid was just like not good or something. So it felt like good to just like it felt good to like get rid of that. And I didn't fucking throw up all my like a whole lot. It was just I sorry to like get into all this shit with you guys, but I'm just putting my story out there. So yeah, I learned, or I think so far, like yesterday, it's like I'm like, okay, the lemon juice, like that seems to, the acidity of that seems to help my stomach acid get it back to normal, I think. So and then my mind from that was like pineapple juice, like that would like do the same thing. And you know this is my this is just me trying to problem solve, troubleshoot my own fucking issues right now, or like and I just kind of went with it. And I got I was very cautious about it, because like I hate fucking up and like getting sick or making myself sick or whatever. So I'm trying to be like cautious, or like be like, okay, is this really like really pineapple juice? Like, should I really get this? This is not carnivore. This is like a plant thing. And I got a little bit. I got like a small can. There's like a little can of fucking pineapple juice yesterday, and is even that shit that's from concentrate, that's not the best, but I'm like, fuck it, like this should do the same thing, right? And I drank that yesterday, and I didn't fucking like kill me. I didn't break out in hives. I didn't fucking have like an adverse reaction from it or anything like that. So my mind just kind of, I try to open my mind, and so today I basically decided to have like a whole like detox thing, because I opened my mind to the fact that, or I don't want to say fact, but to how plants could be used in a way to troubleshoot issues, or as medicine kind of thing, like viewing plants as kind of like a medicinal thing, not as like a staple to rely upon for nutrients or whatever, because they're all like uneven as fuck with nutrition. You might get a lot of one but nothing in others or whatever. And so I'm like, okay, what I did is I got I got like a it was like a half-gallon carton of like this organic pineapple juice. And I got that, and then I opened my mind, and I was having issues with like I reintroduced cheese, and I felt like that was just kind of fucking up my digestion a little bit. And so like I wanted to like troubleshoot that as well. So it's like I added in fiber, for fuck's sakes. And like this is like, see, I felt like I added in fiber. Okay, I'll just say what I got. I picked up some like it was like a carton of like blueberries, and like medjool dates, pitted dates. This was all like organic. I tried to, it was expensive as fuck. And I got some pitted dates, blueberries, some squash, and it was like these fries. It was like crinkle cut fries, but it was just squash. And then the pineapple juice. And then I got like fucking like goat milk, like a little thing of goat milk, and a thing of like that what kind of honey is it, where it's like that fancy fucking rich snobby shit, the Manuka honey. I got some of that shit. And so it wasn't like a splurge, whereas like I was like a, you know how I mentioned like doing keto, where I would like tear my fucking face off with cravings or whatever. It was just like, okay, I have like a hypothesis and I'm gonna put it to the test, kind of thing. Like I'm gonna, you know, incorporate this fiber and this pineapple juice for the acidity. And so I basically came up with my own fucking like detox thing. It was I don't know. And so I did that today. I woke up. I actually had I had a ribeye. I had like some ribeye steak. Actually, it was good as fuck. And you know, then I'm like, okay. Went to the store, picked up all this fucking. It was like, I don't like plant shit because like the packaging is horrible. It's like so much plastic and bullshit. It's like, this is obvious, like, and it's so expensive. It's like eating like this every day would just fuck me, like it, and it would fuck the environment too. So I don't, yeah. So I basically ate like a vegan for kind of, even though I had some fucking steak. It was like I had like a meal, a big ass meal that was like a vegan meal. You know, I ate all the dates up. I couldn't say the exact portions, but it was maybe like, I want to say maybe a half pound of dates, maybe a half pound of fucking squash, and like I don't know, like a small carton of blueberries, just enough, like a small pile. Not like the super tiny one, but like the 16, 18 ounce one or whatever. Fuck, dude. I don't know. I'm like kind of fucking tired right now, but I want to get this out there. So yeah, I did that, and so basically I eat all that before work, and you know, I burn a lot of calories. I do a lot of movement. Like, my Fitbit says I'm at 4,400 calories right now burned for today, which is pretty good. The daily recommended amount is 2,500. So, okay, motherfuckers, like I just eat kind of a lot sometimes, okay, and so I got all that stuff, and then or I ate not all that stuff, but I ate all of like the plant-based shit. Not all the honey, but I didn't even get into the honey until I was on my break at work or whatever. That's when I drank the liter of goat milk. I tried mixing the Manuka honey in it, but it was just so thick that it wouldn't even mix into the milk. So I just kind of like ate some of it. I didn't eat the whole thing. I just had a few tablespoons of it or something like that. I just took a spoon, like had some of it, and so overall, like, right now I feel pretty decent. When I first was eating all the dates, all the blueberries, and squash, and drinking the pineapple juice. I drank all the pineapple juice with that meal too. I just kind of got it out of the way. I didn't pound it all in one fucking. I didn't chug it. Okay, I was like, I kind of spaced it out a little. But Yeah. And then, I didn't luckily I didn't have a catastrophe of like fucking I'm gonna be just so honest with you guys. I didn't like get like a horrible like stomach issues or anything like that. It went relatively fine. But like right when I ate that stuff, I was getting like this sugar. It was kind of like that sugar overload kind of feeling where it's like it was like a weird. I don't know. It's like, okay, this is a lot of sugar. Um, and I just want to say, some people who do the carnivore diet or whatever, this might not be for them. Maybe like this kind of thing might not actually be an option for them because they might react so badly to whatever, and they don't want to risk it. But or just but any person might not want to do this. I'm not even recommending this to anyone, but I do want to kind of make a guide, I suppose, to like troubleshoot if people are going to, try to do a carnivore diet or whatever, or I'm gonna not necessarily the carnivore diet, but like I want to make like a diet like guide kind of thing. So, yeah, my energy was actually pretty good. I was kind of surprised by my energy levels, honestly. I was in a good mood. Um, at first when I ate all that stuff, I had a little bit of a what you would call a lull, or like kind of like crash feeling. Like it was like all that sugar and then kind of like a sugar crash or something. But then I drank more fucking pineapple juice and then I went off to work, and then yeah, I didn't get super hungry or anything, even though I kind of didn't eat as much meat. um I don't know. I've been kind of eating a lot recently, so not being that hungry wasn't that surprising to me. But I would imagine like drinking milk and stuff, like a lot of it, that would actually make me hungry because I feel like it's not a complete new nutrition source. So I just kind of get like a weird hunger from it. Or like yeah. So yeah, I did this whole like detox thing today. I feel pretty good right now. Um I don't think I honestly think I should probably just go back to eating 80/20 ground beef after today and just stick to that if I can. Basically, what I'm hoping to see is like if that kind of drinking all that pineapple juice helped to like clear me out, I guess, or to kind of clean me out, like the kind of what I is basically like I was trying to reverse the damage, or not damage, but like the issues that plants and processed foods cause to begin with, kind of gumming up the gears kind of thing. Like I just wanted to like have a detox. So I think that's kind of what I'm hoping, is that, after today I can eat more 80/20 ground beef without feeling horribly sick. And if I do feel sick, I will just try to, take a shot of lemon juice or whatever. So basically, I want to get back to doing the 80/20 diet, and or 80/20 ground beef, and just kind of eating that. I still have like 85/15 ground beef, but I have like butter, and I'm hoping, I'm gonna try to stick to that 80/20 thing, and I'm looking forward to it because I'm this time around, if I'm able to eat a lot more, I think it'll help me to have like really fucking good energy. I was able to eat lamb without getting that kind of issue with the fat for some reason. like I ate like 4 pounds of fucking lamb in a day. It was like a lamb shoulder or some shit. Um, and I felt so fucking good from that. Like later in the day, like my energy levels, like comparing eating a shitload of lamb like that compared to like what I did today. It was honestly like it was like comparable. I would say the lamb was better. Like I felt better, just a little bit. Like that would, I don't know. Like it was like I was burning fat like crazy, and it like I could just like taste it in my own body. Like I don't know. It was like I was getting like this sweet taste or whatever. I don't know. I just felt like really good doing that, but I felt pretty good today doing what I did today. But like I said, it's like a detox. I don't want to like eat like that every day. Like I want to eat the 80/20 ground beef. Like that I'm like, I think the 80/20 ground beef only diet is like, that is just like it has enough fat in it to, it's like people do like a lean kind of meat and rice, or like meat, like lean and carbs kind of thing, like, but low fat, to where like I want to do like cut the carbs and have like a decent amount of fat, with the meat, so I think that is like like I think that shit is way better, or I think that shit's like much better in my experience doing that. So I'm like stoked, because like that's like a being able to like actually have that, or being able to actually pull that off, like that's what I want to do, and I think I should be able to pull it off fine. If this whole like detox attempt doesn't if it doesn't really help with my ability to eat 80/20 ground beef, it's crazy. Like using plants as a way to help me to like be a fucking carnivore is kind of hilarious, actually. Um. Uh. But yeah, I felt like I would heal eventually, kind of thing. Like I would heal from the issues, but it was like I just wanted to expedite and like heal quicker. I I plan on running a lot of miles pretty soon. Like David Goggins has the 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours challenge. So 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. Like every 4 hours, you gotta run 4 miles, and just repeat for 48 hours straight. It's gonna suck, but like I'm like doing what I can to like make it like in kind of like not like a fucking horrible experience, I guess. Like I want to actually be able to enjoy running, and not feel like a fat fucking like piece of shit just trying to run. Like I I like being, healthy, clear, like good energy, like feeling lightweight and shit. Like that's the goal, okay? And yeah, so um and I said at the beginning of the video that I'd get into like some deep shit, and I'll just like, okay. So like there's all this talk of like diet and stuff, but diets, exercises, lifestyles, blah blah blah. Like I really do think like what there, it's like there's all these like little hierarchical like things of value or whatever. But like love, like that, like, see, I woke up today and it was like, oh my goodness, I just have so much to talk about. I'm gonna have to like make, yeah. I woke up and I thought I planned on just running right in the morning or whatever. I'm like, you gotta go run, do like do something good kind of thing, trying to like live life against my own will kind of thing. And I honestly just had to meditate or something, and really like think about love, and to the point where it's just like, yeah, I'll do that, like that run or whatever. Yeah, I'll do that. To where before it's like, like there's some issue, and it's like there's something important that it's like I don't want to just, it's like there's something like essential, or like something, and it's like I don't want to just distract myself or run away from things, so it's like that run, or like whatever goals is like, I think it's kind of like a byproduct or something, or like not necessarily a byproduct, but it comes after, I feel like, and I'll just kind of leave with that. Yeah, I'll just leave with that. All right, y'all. Take care. Much love, y'all. Many blessings. Like namaste, whatever. All right, peace, y'all.